Hey guys, how are you?
Very doing it well. How are you doing?
Not too bad. Yeah. Exciting times to be here. Happy to be here with you lads.
We're thrilled to have you. Why don't you give us a quick intro into who you are and what you're building?
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, my name is Jake Browne, and I'm building an AI talent manager for content creators and influencers.
Amazing. How's it going?
It's going good. Yeah. We launched back in April. Got way too many customers, and we're scrambling ever since to try and keep up. So good problems to have.
Yeah, it's nice. It's like, that's a nice intro, you know? We got too many customers. Yeah, I mean, I saw some stats. It was like, yeah, I think you posted a chart of like that hockey stick growth where it was just like, zhung, and you had like five to 5,000 creators in the space of like 2 weeks. What was that like, living it and seeing those numbers just skyrocket?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I mean, trying to think back now, get that feeling back in my body. It was bonkers. It was very much so like, oh, we did this, fantastic. And then of course, like 2 weeks later, you're hit with all the problems that come with scaling, and everything starts to get a bit gritty and messy. But no, it's amazing. It's kind of what you want when you launch a product.
Absolutely. I imagine, it must have been like an amazing feeling. Can you tell us a bit more about, what you're building, Emma? Like, what are the use cases for a creator?
Yeah, of course. So yeah, our AI is called Emma. We felt it would be good to kind of personify the AI, because it's a weird concept to try and explain to creators who are like pretty consumery. So most content creators or influencers have a talent manager or talent agents, typically a person. My last business, we financed those talent agencies, and I just kind of saw a lot of it up close and figured we could take a swing at it with some AI. So what an AI talent agent does is the same as what a human talent agent does. It basically manages the inbox. Brands reach out to sponsor these creators, does a bit of negotiation, provides some rates, analytics, gets all the stuff neatly packaged up for the creator, sends them a nice, neat message, either through WhatsApp, SMS, or our app, wherever they are, and then just kind of pushes the deal through the pipeline, gets the content live, and does all the collections, pays the creator out, just all the back end so they can focus on creating.
And does it manage literally the whole kind of interaction between the brand and I guess the creator? So it manages the whole thing.
Yeah. Literally everything. So like people often ask us like, what's the first feature you're going to launch with? And it's kind of like a very verticalized like service. So you kind of have to launch with the whole thing, which makes it a major pain in the ass to build. But it's pretty cool.
Yeah. And how was that building process? Like, how long was it until you actually launched? You launched in April, right?
Yeah, we launched April 25. So like the first line of code I wrote probably June 23.
Okay, wow.
Proper pain in the ass. There's long task. Yeah.
This is interesting. So it's like
I'm just trying to the workflow in my head. So it's the brands reach out to AI talent manager then disperses sort of does all end-to-end negotiations, price, how many posts, whatever it is, and then goes back to the original owner of said AI talent agent and say, hey, this brand was going to give you this deal for this many posts at this price.
Exactly, yeah. So how it works is creators put their agent's email in their Instagram, let's say link in bio or YouTube, wherever they are. So we generated a specific email for each creator that signs up. Then brands email that email, which is typically how they contact creators and their agents. And Emma picks it up from there and does exactly what you said.
Yeah, interesting. I'm just looking at the parallels between Tano with Will Kaplan.
That's the other side. It's the other way.
Yeah.
So they're focusing on the brands, getting loads and loads of creators, whereas Retrograde focuses on the creator onboarding the brand.
Yeah.
So you had to say.
The guest that we had, who's building an AI agent for companies to help them find creators and influencers.
I think I've got a few LinkedIn messages from them. They seem like nice guys.
Yeah. Will and some guys. Yeah, very cool. You're going to get to the point where it's like their AI is talking to your AI.
It's already happened. We've had conversations with Tano and with other brands, sort of first AI influencer marketing.
No way. Yeah, amazing. That's really cool. And do the creators who sign up to Emma, do they use that specifically as their like sole agency, or do they have, they're using both in parallel at the moment?
Yeah, we've had both. We've had people who've like left traditional agencies to come to Retrograde. We have people who have traditional agents still, and then we've had people who are like never had an agent, never want one. So it's kind of like we built it very open. There's no restrictions, because it's different for everyone, like where they are in their lives and careers.
Yeah, of course. And you're operating on an agency model in the sense that I think you take a 10% cut. Did you think about running this as like a SaaS tool or like, like a subscription type thing? Or did you always think that model, but cheaper, is the best way to go ahead?
Yeah, I think the problem with the model is, and you see this with a lot of influencer marketplaces, and this is why I didn't start on the brand side, is because it's tough to make work as a SaaS business. First of all, like on the creator side, they're very consumery and they're not really willing to pay for things up front. They don't really see the value in it. And then on the brand side, it's like not that differentiated in terms of what you're providing them. So like you end up in a dogfight, and like there's loads of marketplaces out there that are now, fighting for customers, and they're kind of capped at 2-3K. Its seats model doesn't really work for marketing. There's not that many seats in marketing departments. And so you end up always needing to go for a take rate. And that's why we just figured we'd start with creators who are anchored at 20% of a take rate already, because you're going to have a very difficult time convincing Nike or whoever's using your AI for the brand side to give you 10-20%.
Yeah, and I love that market. Like when I was working at Pigment, which is like complete, financial planning, management, B2B SaaS company. But in our building, there was like a talent agency that managed sort of like Instagram influencers and stuff like this, and they were making cash. Like they were all dressed up to the nines, 24/7. They were making some serious money. So I can see how. Like if you come in with this agent that does everything autonomously, I essentially think it's a lot cheaper, it's a lot more efficient, it's a lot more hands off. Yeah, I can absolutely see that. That's fascinating. Yeah, it's an amazing model. You touched on it briefly, but I want to go to Peblo. Is that right?
Yeah, Peblo. Yeah.
Your first, creator related startup. Where did the idea come from that, and then how did that kind of grow into or eventually inspire you to build Retrograde?
Yeah, so we were running a content house up in the Hollywood Hills with a bunch of American creators, and like we're kind of selling deals for them and for us. We had this like reality show, it's actually kind of crazy when I look back at that. But they were all making so much money, but like none of them could pay their rent. So like there was this one girl we sold 80K of deals for, but she couldn't pay her 3.5K Los Angeles rent. So I was like looking into it for her to try and help her, and she like didn't know what invoices were, didn't know what collections was. I kind of had like a little bit of a financy background / tech. And I was like, cool, we should probably just finance these people. Feels like they would pay a decent amount for it because it's a big problem and the brands aren't going to pay them any sooner. So that was just kind of the genesis of Peblo. And we built a pretty good connection with the community over there, and it just took off. Like in literally the first week, it just went bananas.
Oh, so the model was you financing the creators while they waited to get paid from the brands. Was that the model?
Yeah. Yeah, because brands pay like net 30, 60, 90 and some. So like we would pay the creator out up front, and then that evolved into us just paying like full agencies out up front for like their monthly books.
Amazing. And Peblo got acquired pretty quickly, right?
Yeah, it got acquired, I think, officially like 9 months after we started the just after, yeah. Wow.
That is crazy. Like how did you go from, 0 to being acquired in 9 months?
And we had a little bit of a cheat code in that we were running the content house. So like we were living with our customers for like 6 months and technically marketing whatever we were. It wasn't Peblo at the time. And then the two guys from Wayflyer, the two founders, were angel investors from like very, very early days. So I don't know, it just kind of happens. I think you hear a lot of these stories and like the logic behind it's kind of just, I wouldn't say a fluke, but like there's a lot to do with the universe there.
Yeah, stars just aligned and you were, that's amazing.
Right on. How was it building the creator house? I mean, I imagine like, back in the, that kind of time, it was like just boom. You said, creators making unbelievable cash.
A lot of stuff can't say on this. Yeah, it was good crack. I'd have to tell you over a beer that.
We'll do that.
We also want to talk about Grace Beverly, right? We often talk about like founder market fit. This is like an amazing example of like absolute bang on founder market fit. You've got a high profile creator with an exited founder who has built and already exited a creator, finance startup. How did that partnership or that relationship start up?
And we were both giving a talk at a tech summit somewhere, and we kind of just met and went for dinner and then stayed in touch. And then when I had the idea for Retrograde, yeah, like you said, it seemed like the perfect fit. So I sent her, I think, a WhatsApp, bit of a Loom, walking through the idea, and she was like, yeah, and that's it. Like, it was pretty organic and smooth. So it's obviously been great having her, and I guess our numbers probably wouldn't look as good as they live now from April if Grace wasn't obviously behind it as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's it like building with someone with, you know, such a high kind of distribution channel? I think, you know, we talk about it a lot, you know, distribution is basically everything. You know, you can build the best product ever, but if you're not going to get it into the hands of your customers, you know, you're not going to make any money and it's not going to grow. So what is it like building with someone? I think she has over 1 million Instagram followers and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, you know, tell us about it.
She's got a ridiculous like pull through as well, like the conversion, such a loyal audience as well. And like you said, it's a great fit for what we're doing. It actually in some ways makes it more difficult because you know you're going to get trampled by thousands of people and every edge case and corner of your product is going to be obliterated. Like, we kind of know that with certainty. So it kind of changes how we build things and the quality of what you release and all that stuff. But ultimately, it's just massive net positive, and like, it keeps everyone excited and you get super fast feedback. It's brilliant.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I was going to say about your team. I think you've already got a team of 9. Is that right? It's pretty loose.
Where did you find that number from? I'd have to count them up in my head now. And we had like 4 people up until about a month ago, and now we probably have like, somewhere between 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, nice. How many engineers and
engineers? We had 2 until about 2 weeks ago, and now we've got 3.
Okay.
Looking for a 4th though. So if anyone's out there and they'd like to join a cool company,
we've talked about this. ETSL is going to become a kind of matchmaking recruitment.
Pivot to execs. Browne engineers. What does the future of Retrograde look like? You know, again, I saw your post, 5,000 creators instantly. You also said you were like inbound from tier 1 VCs. You'd already got acquisition offers. Everything's going amazingly well, it looks. Like, what are you going to be focusing on the next 6 to 9 months? Are you going to look at doing some more fundraising, supercharging growth? Are you doubling down on the product? Are you doing more expansion?
No, it was, like I said, it was a pretty wild time. I actually forgot about most of that stuff. But we just did a small raise there. Nothing to be announced just now, but that's in the can. And the plan is just to make the product better and like get loads more customers. That's it. Like, I think it's super easy to get distracted. Like you said, we've had acquisition offers. We've had crazy VCs from America that shouldn't be reaching out to me. And we've had like big agencies wanting to do partnerships. And it's super exciting, but it's just too early. And we just need to like get a lot more people using this and make it a lot better. And we're just going to lock ourselves in a room until that happens. So that's the plan. Pretty simple.
I'd love to hear, like, from like in the sort of traditional B2B world, when I was at Convergence, like, a lot of the inbound was coming through, like, essentially from us doing basically no marketing. We had like one launch video that did pretty well, but everyone, without even kind of understanding what specifically we did like a browser-based agent, so it could operate in the browser. But we were getting CEOs of like 100,000 person companies reach out to us like, "Oh, agents, like we need agents, like give us the agent, like give us the agent." It's like there was so much hype in that, and I guess the question is like, is it the same in the influencer space? Like, everyone is aware of what agents are and then what agentic stuff type of is, and they want to be a part of it. Like,
kind of. I think it's a little bit more like maybe a layer up, and it's just like AI. I think the agent probably is a bit of a delay there. But yeah, everyone's like, cool AI. Like, we were in LA a couple of weeks ago, and a girl, creator, sends a photo of her outfit to ChatGPT every morning and asks it what shoes to wear. So I was like, yeah, that's all I need to hear. Like, this is where the world's gone.
It's an amazing use case, and it's easy when like we like live and breathe tech, and we speak to people who are using it for like tech purposes. But it's like, yeah, that's why I love the consumer world, because like, it's so much more fun.
They figure out weird and wacky, wonderful ways to to use the products that other people were using for very serious actions.
Has that happened for Retrograde at all? Like, you mentioned building for like 18 months before you launch, and then you immediately got thousands of users. Have you had to like build new things or change things, or just generally, how has a product changed from your vision to how people are actually using it?
Yeah, so we refer internally to these like kind of product refactors as lobotomies. So Emma has had 4 lobotomies now, like completely the whole stack up and down, everything's changed. And a lot of that's driven by the models improve it. Like when the models improve, how you kind of build the scaffolding around the product and the model changes a lot. So 4.1 from 4.0, which I didn't see a lot of chat online about, was a massive shift for us. And kind of internal testings on GPT-5 are pretty promising. Even though there's a lot of hate online, for our use case, the evals are looking pretty strong.
Yeah, what do you think about the hate? Because I've seen like, a lot of hype around the launch. Like Altman was bigging it up with that photo of it was like the Death Star, and then it drops, and everyone's kind of watching the live demos, and it's like, this is cool, this is cool, this is cool, and then it's like, oh, they've kind of dumbed it down and made it more sort of mass appealable, essentially, like trying to capture like more of the market with making it a little bit more. I don't even know what words to use to describe the way it's changed, but like essentially, I think the whole sort of like high level argument was like, oh, you've made it a bit dumber and more appealing to like the majority of people, essentially. What do you think? Any truth to that? Like, how do you feel?
I think it's so subjective. I think there's probably hundreds of thousands of use cases for it, right? Like this is the problem. For me, it seems to be pretty awesome. And like one of the tests I was running is like a 16 sequence tool call where you have to call certain letters in the alphabet, but you're not allowed to use the letters that are in a word that I'll give the model. And they have to do it perfectly right. GPT-5 got it right. I think it was like 40 out of 40 times. No other model that I could stick into the exam or the test, whatever you want to call it, got it right once. Wow. So I don't know. Maybe these people aren't building agentic workflows, but for me, GPT-5's killing it. And anytime I open it up in the browser and ask it to like question, like analyze this spreadsheet or what does this mean, it seemed epic. So like I think we're just spoiled now. They're all mid.
Yeah, we had Barney on, and he said that it's doing great things for Clio.
Yeah, that's interesting. So on the prediction markets like Kalshi and Polymarket and whatever, it's like who's going to have the best AI model by the end of August. And it was like on the run up to the GPT-5 release, GPT-5 was like a clear favorite. Google was like, I think, second. And then as soon as they dropped it, and soon as the public said what they wanted to say, it completely inverse. And now it's like Google's sort of finishing top, GPT like trailing pretty far behind. But like hearing you come on and explain like, oh, it's really good. It's got 100% accuracy rate on these sort of agentic workflows. I'm testing it through. Hearing Barney come on and saying like, I've used it and it's really, really good. Like it's done, it decreased their CAC by like $2 to $3. Like increased revenue or decreased CAC. I can't remember which one it was, but that's people that are actually using it are like, it's sick and it works.
People who are building on top of it. It's funny that every person we've asked who's using it to build something has been like, it's amazing. Like I think it's like reasoning and its rational abilities is much better. And I think part of it was just hype. I think Sam Altman hyped it up so much with that Death Star that everyone thought it was going to be like absolutely amazing. And then the differences are actually quite hard to find in terms of like, if you're just asking it how many R's are in strawberry or whatever the question is.
The classic.
Yeah, which I think, yeah. You mentioned being lean as well. Is that going to stay the same? You're talking about fundraising. Are you trying to be like, high revenue per employee? Is that like a metric that you're going to track over time? You're intentionally staying lean?
And yes, we are intentionally staying lean. But I think it's like relative to the cash we've raised. I think that's driven by what you can do per person. Like I've been, as a side project, building an iPhone app. I've never built one before. Done it. I started on Saturday. It's finished. Wow. It's like, yeah. So like what you can do is
you're really busy with all these 5,000, people coming onto Retrograde.
I'm a productive guy, and
that's what we can do that.
What you can do these days is pretty wild. So I think we'll get to 4 engineers, and we probably have another 4 sort of people in the company, and that's enough for now. But like it's going to flex up and down based on what we see.
That's amazing.
What do you see the future of Retrograde being in the next kind of like 6-9 months, but also kind of 5 years down the line?
Yeah, I would love for it to be like the standard way that brand deals are done. So I don't think that like Kim Kardashian or Mr. Beast is going to sign up to Retrograde in its current form. But if it's the de facto way that brand deals are done, driven by cost, like it costs us like 4 cents to do a brand deal. So I can't see how, if we can crack this properly end to end, like no problems ever, why everyone in the world isn't using it. And then that frees up actual talent agents to do like important stuff, like get Netflix deals or book deals, like they promise their clients. And that would be good. And then like brand deals are just like done through Retrogrades and Emma. That would be cool. That's really a pretty big vision. And I don't see why we can't do it.
And have you had any reaction from the brands themselves? Are they willing and happy to engage with Emma, or are they trying to like ever trying to circumvent it and go direct to the creators? What's that response been like?
It's been really good, yeah. So like brands will like on the brand interacting with Emma for the brand deal, I think most of them don't even notice because Emma's like very polite and punctual and professional. So they're like, oh, this Emma girl's great. Or they've reached out to us and they're like, do you have an Emma for brands? I think like to get brand traction in this space is very easy because they're so desperate for more influencers because influencers are so good for ROI. That's why we actively are like, let's not build for brands yet because the creators is the hard part.
Yeah.
But the response has been very good.
Amazing. Well, we're all out of time, Jake, but thank you so much for joining us. Like, we're going to be following closely. Like, we love what you guys are doing, and like, best of luck with it all.
Yeah, we just get there and hear about this content house.
Brilliant. And lads, well done for starting this up. It's amazing. So congrats and keep it up.
Thank you very much.
Take it away. Check it out. I'll see you.